Not too bad. I saw the Fiddle get like a triple kill or something.
Yeah, we got a Fiddle triple kill followed by a Teemo triple kill. But I mean, we're talking to these guys in chat. Like, they're having fun with it. They're having fun. But and you know what? This is also a fantastic way. If you and your friends are just you have a team, just enter tournaments.
Exactly.
Just play.
Like one thing is people sometimes just want to play with the pros and see how they measure up. So it's a good way to test your skill level. And a lot of times when you see pros play against other pros, it looks very, very different. And people are like, oh, I'm as good as that guy. And then when you actually play against them, I was like, oh my god, I'm getting stopped.
But we saw like in the first few minutes of game one, just the difference in farm. There was one kill on Team Dynamic, and it was like a 1.5 2K gold lead in the first few minutes, and that was just pretty much all
just CS
farm, all CS, all farm.
Yeah, like one thing about high elo team and low elo team is like a top rated player will get 90-something% of his CS in lane through the harass, unless he's getting ganked really, really hard. I mean, if it's a lane that doesn't get ganked, usually mid. Mid is really, really easy farm even through ganks. You'll see high elo people being around 90 CS, and like about mid would be about like 80, lower would be like 60-ish. And so like the farm difference definitely adds up, because you think about it, right? The more you farm, the more items. This is very obvious, by the way. The more you farm, the more items you get. In turns, it's gonna turn into more kills. And so, just by purely farming better than the other players will net you more kills and just secure you a victory.
Because a lot of people, I see a lot of people. They'll play mid. They'll be there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, I'm level 6. Let's go ganking. Let's go. Let's just do it. And they don't realize, they're making attempts that they may not usually be making, and they're missing out on so much farm in the process.
Yeah, like the reason you would want to leave your lane to gank is, one, to relieve pressure for the other team, because, you think about it, right? It kills about 20 CS. If you're missing close to that, like maybe 15, because you're losing on EXP2, it's not worth it to leave. So, like, the time you would leave your lane is to relieve the pressure for the lane that you're ganking. Say bottom lane or top lane is getting denied and they can't farm, and if your gank is going to allow them to farm and net you a kill, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So you got to weigh the options a lot of times.
I think you got to get that kill, though. Yeah. You got to get that kill. You got to make sure it's a sure thing.
But also, you necessarily don't have to get a kill. As long as, you implant the idea that mid can come up and gank anytime. They may lay off a little bit. It might allow your top to farm, too. So there's a lot of like psychology that goes into it, too.
So, E's picks and bans early on. Let's recap. Lee Mundo, Varus, Janna, Morgana, and Shen being banned out by both teams. We had a first pick, Poppy, from Team Dynamic. I think it's a little bit of a taunt there, I think. You don't see a whole lot of Poppies these days.
Basically, like, just strictly off the 3 champions, or the 2 champions I see, they're going to get a third soon. I think Pixel's probably just going to choose some type of support. Alright, Blitz, Alley are just hyper aggro. Their thought process is right now, okay, I'm playing against a lower elo team. Let's see how many kills I can get. They're going hyper aggressive lane. Alistar is very, very aggressive in lane. Blitz is very aggressive in lane. Either one of those is going to allow for a lot of kill potential bottom lane. Same with Poppy. Poppy's one of those champions where, you go in with her ultimate and just chase down everybody. It's going to come to a point where Poppy can 3-shot people. If she has a DFG and a Lich Bane, she's going to go up, kill somebody in about 1 second, turn, kill another person in about 3 seconds. So Poppy's got a lot of kill potential. And Akali's just the same deal, right? Every time she kills somebody, she gets her ultimate stacked back up, and she's going to be dashing around all day. So right now, Team Dynamic, they got the feel for their enemies the first round. They're weighing their enemy really, really lightly, so they're playing a super high risk, high reward team. But in this case, it's not the risk isn't really that high per se, because they can get to the point where they can snowball very easily, just strictly off CSing, like I was talking about earlier.
And and Team Dynamic is also known very known for getting the early game advantage, extremely early game advantage. And this is the type of team comp they're working on. Is like, we know we can take the game early. We know we can take it really far early.
Yeah.
Let's just work it to our advantage and just get as fed as we can early on.
Mm-hmm. So like Ari, same deal, right? When she gets rolling, she's gonna kill everything. So if they choose Vayne too, like, is this a 5-threat team? So I'm just waiting for them to pick that last AD carry.
So we got Ari locked in for sure. I mean, Sivir, I like Sivir. Sivir's one of my favorites. Tristana, capable of a lot of bursts, and Tristana Alistar is actually an amazing lane.
They got a lot of burst damage.
They do.
People underestimate the amount of damage Alistar does. He's not just a stun bot or a CC bot. He outputs a lot of damage between his headbutt, pulverize, and just a couple of right clicks too. Especially in his ultimate form when he's basically indestructible and adds a lot of AD too. So his right click does a sizable amount of damage.
Yep, and so I'm seeing Poppy, Akali. Like one of the counter picks I usually do playing against Akali. I usually pick Lee Sin because you put down the cripple you put down the cripple. It actually reveals stealth, but he's on our banned list here.
Yeah.
So usually, what you can do sometimes to counteract it, or early oracles or pink wards or anything like that, or you can just go ahead and just shut her down early. So how do you shut down an Akali?
Well, basically, every time you gank her, you need to prepare for her to drop her shroud. So as a jungler, when I gank Akali, I'm going to be carrying a lot of wards, a lot of pink wards. Because once you drop that pink ward, she's gonna think she's safe. Because a lot of times when you're playing, you don't check the bag of your opponent when they're coming at you. So you try and gank her. She would probably just drop her shroud and hang around in there.
Yep.
And then you drop the ward, and she'd go, "Oh man, there's a pink ward," and then she's not going to be able to prepare for it. But really, to gank an Akali, you need to gank her early, and you need to get pink wards frequently throughout the entire game. And you need some type of CC too, hard CC. Not just a slow, but you need to keep her in place because she's going to be able to dash around onto creeps.
Yeah, because we have Rumble. If he does decide to get his ult, it's only a slow. We're waiting to, we got to get that Amumu bandage. We have to land that. Plus, also, Akali, we're on blue side. So the bush in the top river is actually on the blue side. So if she puts her shroud down on the river, she can actually walk through the shroud into the bush to safety if they don't have that bush ward or if they're not careful enough.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be really, really hard to gank Akali this game. The only way I can see her dying is if Leona is going to ride her and there's going to be a sufficient follow-up CC. She can, however, die to just splash AoE damage. Say hypothetically Amumu goes in and hits R. MF is channeling. Actually, the best way it would be is MF starts channeling her ult, and then Amumu lands her ult. So you gotta coordinate that really well. And at the same time, if Rumble ults drops down too, then that's enough splash damage to kill Akali without actually trying to focus her. So as long as everybody is gonna land their ultimate, sufficiently and properly, Akali should die just off splash damage. But the way I see this game is. The way the AoE comp works is you need to be very, very coordinated, and it has to have perfect timing. I've honestly never heard of Men Diggs Elo, so in terms of high Elo teams pulling off a perfect AoE comp, it's already hard enough. So if it's a lower Elo team, I know I've been speaking a lot about Elo, but I'm worried just because you're playing a really, really high skill cap composition. And if you don't play it properly, it's just going to snowball and end in 20 minutes. Yeah,
that is definitely a possibility here. And I also noticed we got Poppy in the jungle at that. So so we have the ganks from Poppy. You come in, and the big part of that is slamming them up against the wall, get that stun you need. So I mean, I think if we have the right positioning. Right ward coverage from Mendig Elo, they can prevent that as much as they can. They can play a little bit closer to the river on both ends. Not try and hide in the bush as much, be exposed to the slam from Poppy.
I think traditionally you see top lane gank the most. However, just purely based off composition, if TD can get some early kills off top lane, is this going to be Akali free farming top all day and just killing his opponent over and over. And so you're going to see a lot more pressure down bottom because the way Poppy's charge work is if she's going to charge somebody into a wall, it does double damage and stuns them. So having Alistar set up that stun, he can headbutt, pulverize somebody against the wall, and just have Poppy pin him. So you're probably going to see a lot more pressure bottom just because just those two champion allow for such a powerful combo together.
Yep, yeah, I think we could also, even if we get a nice rocket jump from Tristana, Buster Shot into the wall, that could also do the trick. So we got two options for it as well. They're right there down on the bot lane, but game is loading up.
You can actually open up with a Buster Shot and then jump on top of them because there's going to be travel time. And every time you like knock somebody into a wall, the time it takes for them to be knocked through a certain space, if they're not moving anywhere, they're still immobilized for that duration. So essentially, if Tristana knocks somebody against a wall and not knocks them past it, they're going to be stunned for the duration that they would be flying. Same with Alistar Headbutt. If you're headbutting somebody against the wall, they're essentially stunned the entire time. And it's something that you can't cleanse either because these are knockups. It's actually even more powerful than, say, a Scion stun, which just is a stun, not a knockup. So it's going to be very, very painful for bottom lane.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough. And, we also had the Amumu pick from Mendigo. It was like, hey, we saw you play Amumu last game. We think we may do a little better, or we just don't want you to have it. And we mentioned last game as well, Amumu, not the fastest jungler to be starting out, but Poppy, I haven't seen her. What's her speed like?
Poppy's not fast at all either. So in terms of playing Amumu, as long as he's got good coverage, he should be fine. Poppy can kill Amumu if she finds him in the jungle, just because one, Poppy's very fast, two, she does a lot of damage, and if she's level 3 with her Q, W, and E all up, she's fast, she can stun, she does a lot of damage, so Amumu's not going to be able to get away. But I'm not too worried just because her clear time's so slow. When your clear time is slow, you either gank as soon as you hit level 2 and wait for your smite CD before you start jungling again, or you just passively farm your side until you're level 3 before you can gank.
All right, we are in the game. We're getting everyone into position. Mendigo looks like they're going to go ahead and protect their blue, but we actually see Dynamic. See, we actually had a little bit of vision here onto Sonic Rida. They did have just enough vision to see Akali move into that bush. I see MF move into that bush, I'm sorry. But we see them grouping up into the side.
Dangerous.
This is bad. This is really bad.
So
going up to the line. We got the rocket jump in. We got the charm coming in on the Sonic Rider as well. And first blood going to Akali. We may actually get a second kill here as well. Yes, we do.
Oh, that's so
Too
huge.
quick.
12 gold advantage. 12K. 1,200, I mean. 1,200 gold advantage in the first minute of the game.
That's rough.
Against a complete, absolute snowball comp. Like, if you look at TD's comp, I was talking about how Poppy, Akali, Ahri, they do really, really well with early game advantage. And they got the Tristana, which, she's not super, super strong early game, but once she starts rolling, she's actually, in my opinion, one of the top 2 AD carries in the game at level 18. Just because she's got that steroid and that incredibly massive long range that she's got. You talk about Kog'Maw, where he has fast attack speed from his Q. He's got the range from the W. The attack speed is permanent from the Q. The range isn't. So when you compare Kog with Triss, Kog has a stronger short-term damage output. It's sort of like a bursty, sustained DPS, whereas Triss is just hammering out damage the entire time because her range is really long when she hits level 18. And
yeah. So would Cog be number 1 right now? Or who is number 1?
I can't even say who's number 1, but I feel like late game, the way it works is I rank champions throughout the phases of the game, right? Cog is really, really strong late game. Triss is really, really strong late game. Those are the 2 champions you don't want to see at end game. Vayne is one of those champions that's really, really strong late game too. But she can't perform well in every single comp. Just because she's so short range, she has a lot of damage output but it also makes her get into like just range where she can take a lot of damage.
Nintendo actually just going in farming his own stuff there, and we actually got the rocket jump once again in here on White Knight. Corki, the Ignite will finish the job on him. Bot lane really quick, so already it's 3 minutes in and we're 3-0. Dynamic has actually got quite a lead on them so early on, just all starting with that invade. Akali continuing to harass on Rumble here, top lane. We get such a quick advantage, all because of that initial invade. It's, they just walked right past the bush, gave him the 2 kills for free, and it just all snowballed from there. And we can see a Mumu here, like he's at a bit of a loss and where to go. Level 2, out of mana, no blue buff because it was stolen. Not really a whole lot of places to go. And actually, we see Pixel getting aggressive here. On bot lane, Jimmy Jingles may actually go down, but the tower, Zig tanking the tower may actually. Oh, we got 13 health, getting away.
Corki
just
could have
barely.
Absolutely killed him. All he really needs to do is either drop an ignite or flash to finish that last right click.
Nintendo actually sniping that kill on a Mumu in the enemy jungle. We got the slam here on Sonic Rider here up against the forest wall, and once again,
so
another
Corki
quick kill.
Actually did pick up the kill. He did burn Valkyrie. He did burn Flash, just to catch up to Triss because he stopped moving when he thought he had killed Triss. So he probably could have just done a Flash Valk Foss bomb and then a right click, but dropping that ignite was a little bit extra, but I guess it secured the kill.
Yeah, which is something they definitely need something right now because they are incredibly so far behind so early on. Nintendo, he's just waiting. He's just waiting for Amumu to come back into his own jungle. He already knows how far behind Amumu is. So we're just waiting for that engage here. Nintendo, he's waiting. You see, we actually had the smite burn in. Here we go. Last hit on the goal. He knows he's about ready to go out. We got the charm coming in from Ari, and one more quick kill onto Amumu in his own jungle. Yikes.
Oh, just at this point, Amumu's just absolutely useless.
He is
not going to be able to farm his jungle. Poppy is just relatively so much stronger.
Oh, Corki in bot lane. We got the rocket jump from Tristana trying to get all the damage you need. We got the exhaust going down on Corki trying to get that kill. Rumble does die top lane while we're here in bot trying to finish off Leona. We're taking the damage from the turret at the same time, but then once again, so many quick kills coming in from Dynamic. It's nearly double the gold. 5.5 minutes in.
Oh,
we got the bandage coming in. He knew he was there. He knew they were screwing around, but actually there's so much damage coming in. Half health already.
So basically, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to stick around at like 150 HP.
Yeah.
But Dynamic is just so sure that they're going to win this game that he just doesn't really care. Giving up kills for them at this point is just,
Yeah. It's minimal.
It's minimal. They're basically just enjoying themselves with this game.
But once again, the big learning experience too. When you have you and your friends playing up against the pros, you just want to learn something. You want the experience, and we're definitely getting a tutorial session here for Mendig Elo. So especially just once again, I want to go back to that invade. What could they have done differently guarding their own jungle, because they did get a little bit aggressive going for those wraiths.
Okay, so one thing you need to recognize is they have an Alistar versus an Amumu jungle. Oh, actually, Alistar is not a jungle, but generally, anytime the enemy has an Alistar, that means he can flash pull not just one, but usually 2 to 3 people on the other team, and just having that knock-up CC is going to allow for the rest of the team just to output a lot of damage. So just the invading potential of a team having Alistar is really, really high. Same deal goes with Blitz and Nautilus too. So that's just a comp that you don't want to find the enemy. So against that comp, one thing I would do is I'd get an early ward and just drop it, right? You get an early ward and then you move as fast as... Oh, that's a kill.
Oh, real quick. Right with the ult right under tower. But Mumu will get the extra credit on that one, though. And Rumble being focused down, Ignite, Akali getting the extra damage she needs, jumping through, and yes, once again, another quick kill up top lane. And Poppy in the jungle stealing buffs once again. We already stole the blue buff from Mumu earlier on in the game, stealing the red now. It's being denied very much so.
So the thing with
Zig, he's actually trapped up against the wall. Corky machine gun shredding the armor, dealing a little bit extra damage. Was ignited, but will get away. Nintendo does get caught stealing the enemy red, but he may actually be able to get away, walk away from this. Yeah,
he's not too afraid. Just with the amount of mana Mumu had left.
Yeah,
there's not enough for the bandage, the tantrum, and the cry for much longer. So Poppy, with that low of a health, is not too worried about the right-click damage from a Mumu, especially if it doesn't, like a Mumu doesn't have red buff, so there's no extra damage, there's no slow.
Right.
So you can just basically, puts a shield on and just walk away.
And really, the big bulk of a Mumu's damage actually comes from his AoEs. He has the cry, he has the ult, and really he's there to, when the rest of the team is there, so much stun to allow the enemy team to do what they need to do. And Rumble going in through the bush, Poppy's laying in wait, and that's what happens. Tristana here, we got the Buster Shot in on Corky, a quick ignite as well, and Leona trying to run away back to her own tower. We got the Rocket Jump. It has been refreshed because we did get a kill. And one more shot, that will do it. Pixel tanking the turret the entire time. Good job. So, man, 14-3, 9 minutes in, 16K to 9K. Once again, nearly double the gold on Team Dynamic, and Ari's just running behind tower. Nintendo is here. We got the turret tank from Ari. We got the ult down onto MF in mid, and we're just allowing all the damage to come through. The tower is just about to fall in mid as well. Just kill after kill after kill from Dynamic, securing.
Basically, as soon as Zion Spartan gets back and gets his the gunblade, anything that comes in his way is gonna die. It's gonna give him so much lifesteal, and with the extra slow, there's nothing really that's gonna be able to get away from him.
We got a 2v1 situation here from Team Dynamic, but Zion Spartan may actually be able to make it out of this. Puts down the Shroud, and Mumu has no choice but to ult to try and keep him down. We got the ult coming from Rumble to try and focus him down. Does jump over to the small golem. That bush is warded, but Akali does jump away.
Wow,
the nice bandage.
That was a max range bandage.
Good bandage, and we got the flash in from Rumble to try and catch him. We got the ignite going down onto Akali, but can we finish the job? A little bit more damage. Another Shroud goes down, but no, dies in the Shroud.
He dies to despair.
dies to the crying, but we actually got Alistar now up on top lane. We found a Mumu, but Pulverize does miss. We were a little bit too far away. Mumu will walk away, but we also got Sonic right in mid. Cannot get away from Tristana, but here comes Nintendo. Here comes Poppy. We get the positioning up against the wall. Yes, we see that is the headbutt, and that is the follow-up with the slam from Poppy, and yes, a Mumu will now also go down.
Oh, man. TD is just hyper aggro. It's just at that point in the game where you're about 10k gold ahead.
Yep. Which usually doesn't happen this early.
It doesn't happen this early. They're pulling about like an 800 gold advantage every minute. Actually, even more than that because you start off with gold. They're pulling about 1,000 gold advantage per minute over the other team. So, it's gonna get to that point where TD is going to have so much farm that anybody on their team is going to be able to just one combo the other.
And now we got 4 members of TD actually pushing down the tier 3 turret in mid. I think they're really, now that they've established such a huge lead, I think they're going to try and go for a pre-20 minute win here, and they definitely have the team to do it. Zion Spartan is here trying to finish off bot lane as much as he can, and Corky does fall. We got the Leona ult coming in. Akali is ignited, getting back a little bit more health. We do have the Gunblade. Can we finish off Leona? We got another blade coming in. We got the kick. Yes. That'll finish the job there.
Ooh, basically if Leona had ulted immediately.
Mumu being auto-attacked down from Tristana will also fall. Rocket Jump once again. It has been refreshed. And wow, we have an ace for TD. And now Nexus turrets being focused in 12 minutes. 23-4. Corky's the only one up. And, there's not a whole lot. They're tanking the Nexus turrets right now, and they continue to do so, but Corky actually does get the quick kill onto Tristana. Can you get the flash? Yeah, we got the kill on Ari. Got a double kill, but does fall in the process to Akali.
Ali figured, I'm just going to knock him into my team. And
why not?
Ari's going to be able to charm him, then he's going to die instantly. But Ari's like, whoa. We're like one hit from dead. Why'd you knock him at us?
It's like, hold on. I gotta go to the kitchen. I gotta go to the bathroom first. I gotta freshen up. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. But we're still got a ridiculous lead for TD here. We got Rumble being focused down immediately. Akali does that, get that quick kill, but the Amumu ult trying to keep everyone still focusing down Poppy. That is the next target for Mendig Elo. They're just running around in circles to get the slam in onto MF, but no, the turret will also get the nice little hit on there. MF does finish that.
It's about time TD would need to go back to base to get some items anyways. You know, after this base bag, they're going to be able to buy all their items and just spend up that massive amount of gold that they got from farming the enemy champion. I could probably guess the next time they push, they can end it as long as they just don't go hyper aggro and start diving behind towers.
So, I mean, there's not a whole lot Mendig Elo can do at this point but stay at their own base and farm. Paradoxical could almost very well 1v3 this team right here, but actually we get the one kill. And see, now we're getting a little bit overzealous.
That's not quite 1v3.
It's not quite 1v3 anymore.
He probably would have made it 1v3 if you look at the 3 people's HP versus how fast it was going down.
Oh, and Zion Spartan, what are you doing now? Now we're getting silly. Now things are getting a little bit silly. But you know, TD, you're definitely in such a huge position right now.
I figure they can 1v3. There's just 1v5 is just, you know.
It's a little bit much at this point.
There's enough CC where you can't move for about 8 seconds, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. If you're taking damage for 8 seconds and you're not dishing out any, it's gonna be tough still. Rumble
barely getting away from that one. Tristana, Poppy pushing it down the line. Zig and Nintendo are there laying in wait for the rest of the team. Alistar in mid, Pixel doing a little bit of pushing on his own here as well. Coming back around, just probably going to headbutt someone from behind the tower into a nice, convenient Poppy slam. But Corki, he's here. Alistar, you're around the corner, but we got the slam here onto Corki, into the wall. Amumu does come in with the bandage. We got the Shirley's pop from Alistar, comes in, headbutt, pulverize into all of Mendig Elo. We got the Leona ult coming down, but Poppy, once again, we got another slam here at Leona. Whoa, we'll be able to get away from that one, but Amumu is way too far away from the rest of his team. Trying to get the kill on Nintendo, but it's not going to be happening. But we got the ult from F trying to make something happen. They knew Tristan is in the area, but it's Zion Spartan coming in. Can we get a triple here onto Rumble? I think we might be able to. Yes, we can.
Might be a quadra too.
Oh, if we get down to Amumu.
Oh boy, it's a quadra.
Oh, can we get it? That's quadra kill coming in. Nice work from TD. That was it. That was follow the Nintendo. That's what that engagement usually and just immediately devolved into is follow the Nintendo. Try and get that kill, and they still didn't get it.
Usually for me, at this point in the game, when I know like, loss is inevitable, I'm just going to try and pick up as many kills as I can.
Yeah.
So I figure that's what Mendig Elo is trying to do.
Yep.
You know, it's just I'm waiting to lose, but at least I'm going to have fun with it.
So we got they're farming as much as they can in their own base, but Zion Spartan is still not allowing them to, and there are no more Nexus turrets anymore. Sonic Rider will not be able to get back to base either. Double kill at the Nexus. We got the rest of Mendig Elo here trying to make something happen once again, trying to focus down the Nintendo.
They're going to give him the Penta. They're going to give him the Penta.
We cannot get the hit on Leona, but Nintendo does finally fall. Paradoxical trying to get some damage here on Leona while trying to focus down Tristana.
Not quite.
Not quite. Can we get the headbutt? Can we get something on here? Mumu will get back to the fountain, but you know what? It is pretty much over at this point. Tries to get a bandage off on somebody. Not happening, but the Nexus will be focused down. This will be a pre-20-minute game, but here we go. This is the last stand here from Mendig Elo. Corki trying to make something happen. Headbutt pulverize. Once again for the kill. Amumu about to go down as well. MF went down. Crying. Not going to be able to do a whole lot of triple. We got the quadra. Can we get Leona down here real quick? No, we can't. We got the Nexus down.
I'm not going to give you a penta. I'm just going to hide out this well really quick.
That is it. GG. Team Dynamic moves on to round of 16.